This is the Sports Hit List by the fans for the fans.
The Rams, they showed out and did exactly what we thought they was gonna do Monday. They put, like I said it last week, they put Sam Darnold in a damn blender and he ain't know what to do. But guess what? Now you're going against Philly and what I consider to be the best offensive line in football. Okay, they are massive, they are athletic, and they know how to protect the quarterback. All right. So now you got a much more balanced offense coming at you. It's a balanced breakfast over there. You know what I mean? They know how to run the ball and they know how to pass the ball. Whereas the Vikings, a little imbalanced. All they know how to do is 5 and 7 step drops. Don't ask me why they don't know how to throw a quick game. So do I think the Rams got it? The Rams are going to make it a game because their offense is very potent. Like I said, I said it last week. Their offense is healthy and they're coming in. They're also very balanced. But I don't think that Rams defense is going to be able to handle that Philly offense.
All right, Manny, what are your thoughts here?
Give me the Rams.
Oh,
because
in Philly. Okay.
oh,
Okay.
we need an explanation.
Shout out to Smoke and Mirrors because basically, Greg was spot on about the defense and everything he was stating. And with Matt Stafford, he's more experienced. And did we really have the Rams winning last week?
Yes.
Yeah, any of you guys did?
we did.
Absolutely.
If I'm not mistaken.
They did.
Oh, it was
Big
a full
time.
sweep? Oh, okay.
Yeah, they did.
But-
They did.
I feel like the Rams are somehow gonna. I think Philly's gonna try to play with their food and just underestimate the Rams. And it would be juicier to have the Rams versus the Lions in the NFC Championship, story-wise. So, give me the
Fair
Rams.
point.
I feel like
Rick?
Kyron Williams is gonna be a battle between Saquon and Kyron. And Stafford is gonna have fun with Puka and Cooper Cup. So,
Rick?
those guys.
First and foremost, obviously, we can't talk about the Rams without mentioning Los Angeles and what's going on out there. So, obviously, thoughts and prayers continue to be with everybody in the Los Angeles area as they continue to deal with these wildfires and whatnot. But on the strength of that, right? Like we seen a different Rams team the other day. These types of things happen, and it's cliche to say, we talk about momentum all the time and vibes and energy and whatnot, but we see these types of things happen, and then in the sports world, it translates into these like magical type runs, So not to say what we saw on Monday night was some type of magical situation, because we know the Rams are a good team. We know that defense can get after the quarterback, especially if they're faced up against a line that isn't as great. Now, like Travis mentioned, we know this is one of, if not the best offensive lines in the league in Philadelphia. So we can't expect to have the Rams run rampant all over them the same way that they did against the Vikings. With that said, Green Bay got to Jalen Hurts last week. They were in the backfield a little bit, sacked him a couple times, hurried him here and there. We saw where the offense didn't really look in sync. In regards to the Eagles, like the passing game was out of whack. Saquon is Saquon, we know that, right? But I mean, if I'm not mistaken, Dallas Goedert was probably the leading receiver, right? Or one of. The target share was kind of crazy. We know the AJ Brown situation, So that didn't look like an offense that is really in sync and ready to kind of like plow through these playoffs, So when you put that along with the fact that we know what that Rams defense can do when they're on one. Oh, yeah, and they have a pretty potent offense, too. This is a game that's going to be very difficult for the Eagles to win. I actually do like the Rams as well to go through and win this game personally. So I'm going to take the Rams.
Paul?
Every time Rick's on the show, I get excited, It's because Rick he always brings a good perspective, right? Like, shout out to LA. That was a nice touch, my brother. So it's interesting. No one mentioned the matchup they had a few weeks ago. Well, I don't say a few weeks ago. And it's worth noting, the Rams haven't lost a game with their starters since they got beat 37-20 on that Monday night game against the Eagles, where Saquon Barkley had 30 touches for 300 yards. I am here to tell you that this is a completely different football team. And the worst thing imaginable is Saquon Barkley is not going to run through the Rams like he did 10 weeks ago. That's not going to happen. The defense we seen on Monday Night Football played gap control football, discipline, and could get after the passer and get home. They were able to get home without blitzing, and they wreaked havoc when they did blitz. Jalen Hurts, I said last week, scared me from not playing with those concussions. He had 32 passing yards midway through the third quarter. If that Jalen Hurts shows up Sunday at 3 o'clock on Peacock, shout out to NBC, right? The Rams are not only going to win that game, they're going to be winning. So they're going to be winning early because we know McVay's starting fast. That Saquon will be taken out of the game as a runner. That's how you beat the Eagles. The only way you can beat Philly on Sunday is if you come out early, control the tempo, and put points on the board. And it's going to force Jalen Hurts to do something he's never been capable of doing, which is throw the Eagles back into the game. We've never seen Hurts do that, not in the MVP campaign, not at Alabama, not at Oklahoma. You've never seen it, all right? His dad, when he coached him, you've never seen Hurts throw a team back into the football game, and I'm a big Hurts guy, okay? But I'm here to tell you, I'm going with the Rams. I'm going with the Rams twice. I'm taking that plus 5.5 just because you have to, but I'm also going to take a money line at plus 100 because what I see is a physical Sean McVay team, which is something we have never seen before. They physical on both sides of the ball. Puka Nacua is running through tackles. Cooper Kupp turned into a tight end, right? Because we Lord knows he's not getting targeted anymore. But they're a physical football team. They got 3 tight ends, which McVay loves to utilize. And then, oh, by the way, they can turn the ball and hand it to Mighty Mouse, who can run through tackles and get lost behind that line. So Matt Stafford, big game quarterback. Only thing that scares me is the weather in this game. You go from a controlled 72 degrees to windy, wind swirling. So kicking matters for an indoor kicker kicking outside in Philly in January. But give me the Rams on an upset.
We move along to our main event. We have the Ravens and the Bills. We've been here before, and I think Rick said it best when you said that someone's going to lose. Now, the question comes down to is who is going to lose and why? Manny, let me start with you. What are your thoughts here? Who you got?
I mean, my prediction the entire NFL season, I got the Lions versus the Ravens in the Super Bowl, and I got the Ravens winning it all. So Lamar Jackson can shut up all these damn haters, including the media. That's just me. I didn't expect the Bills to get this far. Based on it, I got to give shout out to Josh Allen for getting this far. I got the Ravens still winning though. I got them 24-21. But I just want to see King Henry go off. I mean, they had 300 yards last week combined, him and Lamar rushing, if I'm not mistaken. I feel the Ravens in this game had the most pressure, mainly because of if the Bills lose this week, it's not going to be, Josh Allen sucks and, he didn't have. It's going to be, his team is not better than what the Ravens have, which I agree. But like I said, I have the Ravens winning. Let's see what Lamar does. Hopefully he shuts up the haters. King Henry's going to do what he does as usual. Hopefully we'll get another one of those massive stiff arms that he did to Minkah Fitzpatrick last week. He'll do it to one of the guys on the Bills.
Violation.
But
straight jab.
I mean, let's see. Maybe Von Miller, reawakens in this week and tries to help the Bills. But I feel like the momentum with the Ravens right now, they have the most pressure, but I feel like they use that for motivation. So give me the Ravens.
So
go ahead and assume that this is the weekend where we truly see who the MVP of the league is, right? I think the biggest difference maker in this game is going to be Derrick Henry, right? Because Lamar Jackson is amazing. We know that. Josh Allen is amazing. We know that. We look at the skill players on both offenses, specifically at the wide receivers. Both teams have struggled to really have a true number one receiver step up. With that said, they have enough at the position to make do because their quarterbacks are amazing. Now, when we go to the running back positions, we know that Cook he leads the league in rushing touchdowns, if I'm not mistaken, right? Does he have the lead?
Yep, league leader.
Yeah, leads the league in rushing touchdowns. Set the all-time rushing touchdown record, or tied it at least with Juice for the Bills. That's great. With that said, we don't really look at him as having an amazing season. We've seen some inconsistent performances here and there, right? So when I look at that matchup specifically, what are you going to get out of your running backs? Hands down, I'm going to trust Derrick Henry more than I'm going to trust James Cook. So that's where I feel like the difference is going to be on both offenses. Both defenses are hit and miss. You know, they've both looked a little bit better lately. I'd say the Bills defense probably has looked a little bit better than the Ravens have more consistently. It's in Buffalo. Who knows what the weather looks like? We're going to get one of those hard hitting, one of those types of games where it's like you're looking across the field, like, I really can't stand you, right? This is going to feel like a divisional type of matchup. It's going to be blockbuster. I can't wait to watch it. I've got the Ravens going over just a little bit, man. Just by the smallest of margins. I think Derrick Henry is going to be enough to put that team on his back when they really need it the most. We'll get to a point where they're really going to need someone to carry them, and it won't be Lamar. It's going to be Derrick Henry.
So Rick, just looking at the weather for Sunday, it's saying cloudy, a few flurries of snow showers possible. High of 21, winds north and west 5 to 10 miles per hour.
High of 21 winds. So you figure maybe
Both
like
teams
a
are used to that.
15-ish, right? 10 to 15 degrees.
Yep, according to
Perfect
weather.com.
weather.
Yep.
Perfect weather.
Brad, what are your thoughts?
Both teams should be used to that type of weather. We're looking at, this is another regular season rematch right here. What was this week? What was it? 5, I believe that was a matchup between the two of them. Final score on that was Ravens 35, Bills was 10, and I honestly don't see that changing. I mean, the score might change, but we're talking about the type of game. For two reasons. One, Derrick Henry. The Bills defense, where they struggle against being overpowered. They're a little bit of an undersized defense, so they struggle with overpowering, stopping the run from time to time. So guess what you have now? Not only do you have King Henry coming in, but you got Lamar Jackson coming in. As long as I think Lamar doesn't get caught up in the whole MVP race of it, because there's nothing you can do. The votes are in, whether you guys believe it or not. They were in, I believe, last Wednesday. Because the Bills are going to have to put this game all on Josh Allen's hands. Because you got to think about it. The Ravens went out there and put a beating on the Bills when their defense was struggling. The defense was bad at the beginning of the season. The defense has been playing a lot, for the Ravens has been playing a lot better in the second half of the season. So now you expect the Bills to go out here and have a better performance against a better defense when they couldn't perform when the defense was at its worst. I just don't see it happening. So I'm taking the Ravens in this one.
Paul.
Man.
we got Ravens.
So in all honesty, I see a team that doesn't have a wide receiver, right? Like Zay Flowers, even if he goes, we're probably looking at 50 or 60% with a sprained knee. I see a Buffalo Bills team that has the ability, if they play discipline like they played, outside edge containment, forcing Lamar up and through the pocket, and it's going to require their two nose guards who are really, really good to play good football. They can cover on the outsides. They can do all of that stuff. And now you're talking about the home run threat for Henry. I mean, he got that game started with a 90-yard touchdown the first drive of the football game. I don't see that happening. And I don't know that team travels as well as we think they do, right? They were 6-3 on the road, even lost to a couple odd teams. I don't love Baltimore in Buffalo. I just personally do not. And I don't love Josh Allen in big games either, right? So this is like a tale of two sides. But if I flip a coin, I think Josh Allen not only wins this game, he has the better football game between the two MVP candidates, and that will be the difference. And to Rick's point about James Cook, he's probably had the most underwhelming great season I've ever seen at the running back position. But here's what I know about James Cook. He plays all 3 downs, and he's a home run hitter. So if he can get second level, he's taking off in his touchdown, right? So all you need from James Cook is to hold on to the football. In the past, he's had fumbling issues. What do we know about Baltimore? They attack the football every single chance they get. So if you can play turnover-free football, put some points on the board early, because we know what happens when the Ravens are losing, right? We know it'll be the Justin Hill show. It won't be the Derrick Henry show. So my hope is we see a great game. you know, because it's been a very underwhelming performance in regards to competitive football. The Bucs kind of brought that back to life for us a little bit, but I'm going with the Bills in Buffalo just so we can set them up to see a colossal failure against Chiefs Kingdom. But that's what I want to see. I am going with.
That's what he after.
Yo, that's a
That's what he
backhanded.
after.
That's a backhanded.
Right.
That's the worst backhanded compliment I've ever heard in my life.
I'm here for a three-peat, bro. I don't give a damn. Okay,
Yo,
I think Lamar's a
that's
bigger
the
threat than
worst.
Josh
If
Allen.
I've
is.
ever heard a backhanded compliment like that, my man said it's just so they could win, so they could lose the next week against the Chiefs.
I'm all about honesty, man. Honesty is the best policy. Okay.
Oh my
Terrible,
God!
terrible, terrible.
Share, comment, subscribe to All Hitless content. Get us to that 1K subs. We're 8 away, so make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe to All Hitless content. I'll see you
Yo,
guys.
did you subscribe? We need 8 subscribers. Get on in. Subscribe twice. Subscribe for your personal and for your work. All right. Stop pushing
Take
content
care.
to the company.
Thanks for watching the Sports Hit List. Be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. In fact, do it now.